Hello, this is Brandy.
Hey, this is your man Dave. What's up?
Dave, we're back.
We're back. And sorry, guys, we had some technical difficulties, but we're back in play.
Technical difficulties, but this is episode 8 of Relationships and Family Matters.
It is.
I'm just happy to be back, Dave.
So what we're going to talk about today, Brandy?
Well, okay, we're going to talk about, are you ready to say I do? I know you're ready to say I do.
Well, I said it over 20 years ago.
Over 20 years ago. But you don't have any regrets over that or anything like that?
No, I do not. You've
Okay.
been a very vital
Good
part
answer.
of my life. Good answer.
All
Lifeline.
right.
I need a lifeline.
Yes, that was a good answer.
But no, I don't regret it. But your question again, what was that a question again?
Are you ready to say I do? So go ahead.
Well, I think that's a question that every dating couple needs to seriously think about.
Or engaged.
Yes, I mean, well, I guess if you're engaged, I think hopefully you've already been through the process.
Okay,
I'm hoping so. But I'm saying if you're seriously dating someone, him or her, you're dating someone, and you're getting to this relationship is getting really serious.
Yeah.
And you got and most of the time it's the guys, and it could be vice versa, right? You know, these days girls ask guys to get married now. But let's say let's go back, let's reel it back a little bit and say the guy is going to propose.
Right.
He should be going through a mental process of really looking at his partner and seeing exactly, just to make sure she will be the best partner for him for life.
Who he wants to spend the rest of his life with. He feels like he can't live without her.
Yes.
And he is ready to get married. So, but what about your flaws? What about people's flaws?
Well, you have to understand, everybody has flaws.
Everybody does.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to accept some flaws.
Okay. What are some of the flaws you think?
Some flaws. Well, excuse me. Some flaws you can work on.
Okay.
Let's say, for instance, like we have a master bathroom, and Brandy, she loves to get break open a brand new toothpaste. Break open out of the box a brand new toothpaste.
Yeah, tube of toothpaste.
And I've always squeezed
the end,
the toothpaste from the very end and work the toothpaste up.
All
Brandy will squeeze the toothpaste right in the middle,
where it's supposed to be squeezed,
or the top. Then you have to squeeze. You have to work it back up. That's not necessarily a flaw. That's something that you and I can discuss and work through. A flaw would be.
Well, let's back up and have a solution for that problem, for that flaw. Buy 2 tubes of toothpaste.
And which we do.
One for him and one for her.
And which we do.
And then you don't have that argument over, why are you squeezing the toothpaste in the middle, Brandy?
Yeah, I hope you wouldn't have an argument over that.
Why are you so anal that you have to squeeze it from the end? Because it really doesn't bother me.
It's
not. It's a time saver to me. I'm ready to go, brush my teeth, squeeze it in the middle, get the toothpaste, let's go.
You're correct. I think it's a lot quicker.
Yes.
But I just like to work my toothpaste up to the top of the mouth part. So
yeah.
But okay, like you said, we have 2 toothpastes.
Yes.
You have yours, I have mine.
Right.
So there's no discrepancy.
We don't argue.
Over
toothpaste.
Well, not argue.
We're talking about it, but we're.
But I think some flaws you can work through.
Yeah.
But some flaws are like someone. Give me a flaw that someone
that
probably
you can't work through.
That you can't work through.
Some people may not be able to work through a flaw when someone's really messy and they leave crap all over the place, and you're picking up after that person.
Now, I think you can do. You can have. That's a teachable moment right there. I think you could. I mean, okay. Now, I'm not.
It can be if the other person is receptive to learning.
To my guys out there, some guys, have their feet sweat and they leave their sneakers all over the place.
Yeah.
And the room is neat, but a pair of sneakers just right in the corner, just funking up the whole.
Those need to go outside.
Yeah. See that we have to work on that.
We can work through that. That wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, but as long as you understand that those shoes have to go outside, that's fine.
Well,
you're not going to stink up my whole room.
No, I agree with you. I don't like that. Thank God my feet don't sweat as much. I don't have smelly feet, but I know it depends on girls have smelly feet as well. So it really depends on your hormones when it comes to that. But yeah, flaws are messy, but there's certain things. I think y'all need to talk about children.
Okay.
Because let's say if I'm a guy, I may not want kids. You may want kids. That's an issue.
That's a big issue if one person wants kids and the other one doesn't. That may be
it could be
time
a deal
to call
breaker.
It quits. Let's go back to an old podcast.
Yeah.
It may be time to call it quits.
You're exactly right. We've known friends that had had children issue. One didn't want kids and one did. Or didn't, but couldn't. And that kind of put a damper on the relationship.
Well, that's a whole different story when you can't. When you have that desire.
I understand. But some people don't want to have kids.
Right.
Some guys don't want to have kids.
And I would say don't get married if that's the case.
What do you think about a couple? Well, not a couple. Let's say a girl or a guy decide they don't want kids.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I don't have a problem with it. If you don't want kids, then you don't want kids. You shouldn't have kids if you don't want them. I
agree with that. I agree. I think it's a personal preference that you do not want kids, but I've heard friends say that's selfish.
Oh, well, yeah, I've heard that before, but I disagree. Yeah. I really disagree because I have kids. We have kids. We wanted kids. But if you don't want kids, I don't think you should have them, because if you don't want them and you have them, are you going to treat them really well? Are you going to treat them right? Of course, you may change your mind after you have a child.
Love that child to death.
Yes, but I've heard people say that before too.
No,
that it's selfish.
Yes.
But
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
No, I don't agree with that.
I think it's okay.
I think every person has to live their life. You can't live your life through someone else. You can't satisfy your mother, your parents, or whoever, your grandparents. Hey, when you going to have kids? When you going to have kids? We don't want kids. So, no, I think you need to live your life with your partner or alone, whatever you want to do. I think it's up to you to live your life. Don't let some or society dictate what you should and you shouldn't do.
Okay.
But kids,
those are deal breakers.
What about financial aspects of relationship? Let's say, for instance, you and I, we've been married for
long time,
over 20 years, right. And I know a lot of people, some financial advisors or wealth counselors talk about, you should combine. You have a one checking account and you write all your checks out of that.
I think we talked about this before.
Yeah, we've talked about this, but what do you think? Some people, hey, I want my money to be with me. You take your money. What do you think about that? I think
it's good to have. I mean, it just depends. Like we discussed before, I think both sets of our parents, my parents, your parents, both did joint accounts, joint checking, joint savings. My parents did joint everything. And you and I haven't chose to do that because we want to be able to, I guess.
Well, Brandy,
buy what we want to buy.
Wait just a minute. Let's step back a little bit.
All right, step back.
The majority of our accounts are joint.
A majority of our accounts are joint.
You think about it. Yes. We just have our checking account are not joint. So you have your own checking account. I have my own checking account, but all saving.
Why is that?
I think, to me, I like, because when I write a check or spend something, I can just stroll through the items. I don't like, what is that? What is this? What is this? What is it?
That's exactly why I want my own account.
Exactly.
Because I don't want to hear, Brandy, what is this? Why'd you spend that on this?
No, we've been married over 20. We don't argue about money. Money has not been an issue.
Because we have separate checking accounts.
I know, it just works smoothly that way.
It does. But I feel like if we had a joint checking account, there would be more arguments.
And we did talk about when we first got married, we said if we said we want to have a joint account, there was a dollar amount that we said we had to discuss. And some couples do this. They have, as an advisor, always, especially if you have a joint checking account, I think you need to ask, let me draw that back. Not ask, but let your partner know what you're getting ready to spend so they won't be shocked when they view the account like, what is this? So
yeah,
a lot of times if it's, so I think we said over $500, you have to
that's
inform.
what we said 20 years ago. Yeah,
have to let the partner know.
That's changed a little bit.
Yeah, that
since
changed
then.
a little bit. So,
but I think joint checking account is good, but separate is the way to go. When, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
but let me ask
works.
you this: speaking of, are you ready to say I do? What's the deal breaker? What can you make work? Do you think that couples, before they get married, should check each other's credit reports? Do you think that's something that they should do?
Yeah, well,
as a financial advisor.
Yes, I mean,
we didn't, but I know
we
some
did.
people do that.
It really depends on the situation. I think, people are now, they're checking your credit. And some are actually doing background checks.
Oh my goodness!
Absolutely, they are. They're doing background checks. So
background check
before
you get married.
Before you get married, just to make sure you are who you say you are.
That's going real deep. I mean, yeah.
But well, you may not know, but just get your Social Security number, do a background check on you, like.
I don't know about that. I just feel like if you have to do that, you don't know that person very well.
Well, a lot of people probably wish they would have had a background check. Background check. But that's a lot. Yeah, background check. But going about the credit report.
Yeah, credit. Credit is a background check, really.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Not
but
criminal,
I think especially now, a lot of people are going to college, and you have a lot of student loan debt. Mm-hmm. And you may have one partner may not have as much, and one may be almost $100,000 worth of
that's not
student
uncommon,
loan. That's not uncommon as well, especially if you go to grad school and postgraduate and you go to doctorate. You're going to accumulate some debt, and I encourage people to do that. Not necessarily accumulate debt, but get postgraduate education. We definitely
get educated.
Get educated.
I agree.
But a lot of people do, when they do that, they accumulate debt, student loan debt. I have clients. You'd be surprised how many doctors been practicing for 10 and 15 years still have debt. Lawyers still have debt.
This is a little off topic,
let me finish. But I think it's important if one partner is maybe, let's say they have no debt, and the other partner, they went to law school, they went to medical school, and they have $200,000 worth of debt, and that's not disclosed. You're really when you get married and you don't disclose that, you're really starting a marriage off in a got a little cloud over the marriage. I think you need to disclose everything up front. I think if you're getting married, you need to disclose everything. I have this, totaling that. What do you think? Because when you get married, it's going to be your debt too.
I think most people talk about it because people date and they know what's going on.
They date, but I think a lot of people, when you go, your first date should never be a movie. Don't go to a movie.
We went to a movie.
But what do we do first?
We went to dinner.
We went to dinner first, then went to a movie. But you should always
talk. You're saying don't just go to a movie.
Yeah, just don't go to a movie and y'all go back to your separate ways. I think you need to talk
a lot before you get married anyway, just so you know that person.
I know, but like we done premarital counseling. We did that.
Premarital counseling, yes.
Which is good. But you too much didn't like the counselors much.
Oh, no, I didn't say that.
Well, you didn't too much.
I don't know. I just felt like we knew each other. We talked a lot.
We did.
I don't know that it made a difference.
Well, Brandy, at least tell our audience how you felt on our first date.
How I felt on our first date?
When we were talking, you said
like I was being interviewed for a job.
I know. That's what I did. I was to the point I wanted to get married.
It was a lot, though.
And I was just questioning you. And I really asked her. I asked her, what is her 5-year plan? What does she see her?
5-year plan.
Where do you see yourself?
Says that on the first date.
But that's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know how.
I don't even remember what I answered.
I can't remember either. But I guess you said the right. Yeah, I guess you answered right. Okay, let's jump.
No, I just think he liked what he saw. That's what it was.
I like those legs. Hey, let's go into what about morals? What do you think about morals?
Morals?
Yeah, morals.
Give me an example, because that could
value
mean
anything. Okay, let's say for instance, you meet this guy, and they're not as polite as you.
Oh.
They're a little bit rough around the edges a little bit. Like I said, I think some of those are teachable moments, and some value can be taught as well.
Right.
But some people grow up. People say, they grew up on the other side of the tracks. They grew up on that side, east side, west side. I mean, so different standards, economic, social economic values, stuff like that.
Right.
So what do you think about that?
I mean, I think opposites can attract. You can get people that, someone that grew up in I don't know, I hate to say a nice home, but grew up in upper middle class, then someone that grew up maybe in public housing or something, and still come together and have a good relationship.
Do you think there's some, I mean, I would think there are probably some social differences.
Yeah,
because
there would need to be some type of common interest, I believe, for them to make it work. But yeah, that happens, and
I think so.
Not a big deal.
No, I think it's a big deal.
Different cultures can come together, and so can different economic backgrounds. So yeah, I mean, it can work, but not a deal breaker. There's lots of ways to work through issues. I know you. Well, this is a very small one, but the toilet paper.
Toilet paper, guys. Audience, it flows the end flows on the outside, not on the back side. Okay, let's say for instance you go to.
Does it really matter?
Yes,
as long as there's toilet paper there.
No, it's gotta flow.
I just want toilet paper. I don't care which direction.
No, let's say if you go to the bathroom at night, you're flicking because you can barely see because you got crud in your eye. You're gonna you wanna flick it, and it should roll on the outside.
Maybe
not
you
up
don't
on,
need to flick, just
no.
pull. What do you do in a public bathroom? I just thought about that.
My iPod audience, it flows. The toilet paper should be flowing on the outside.
I let him hang the toilet paper because of this.
Yes.
But listen,
audience, I will actually re-hang the toilet paper when I see it hung up improperly. I'm sorry.
Well, go ahead. I just asked you a question. What do you do in a public bathroom?
What?
In a public... I'm sorry. I guess men don't have this issue. Never mind.
Well, if you go... No, that's totally different. I will not re-rack a toilet roll in a public bathroom. I will not re-rack it.
That's what I was thinking, because in the women's bathroom, there's this big container. Like, one gets empty and the other drops down. I'm like, what the heck is he doing?
No, I will not get my hands that dirty to re-rack a gas station toilet roll. I will not do that.
I don't know.
Okay.
You're being a little anal.
Yeah, I've been a little anal about that.
Not a deal breaker, though. We still got married.
Yeah, we did. What about potential in-laws?
Potential, we talked about this before. I mean,
no, I think
hate them or love them. I mean, you say you marry your in-laws, but
technically you do not. But in a relationship, your in-laws are a part of. Unfortunately, they're a part of your marriage.
They can be.
And
what if you don't live in the same city? What if you live in a different country?
Okay, now, if you live in a different city and you don't get along, that's great.
Exactly.
Now, if they live in the same city and you don't get along with your in-laws, that can be an issue. That can be a really major issue.
Yeah, you could live somewhere else and it could just be all good. You see them at Christmas and...
Do you have to see them at Christmas? Just drop by, do a drive-by.
Maybe Christmas.
Hey, how you doing?
Maybe Thanksgiving.
What's up? Here you gift. Yeah. Peace out. Yeah, like I said, I think in-laws are very important, especially if you're something. I'm not saying in-laws are all bad. I'm sorry, audience. I'm not saying that. Some are great. We have some great in-laws on both of our sides, but I've hear of horror stories that in-laws can almost damage a marriage.
Yeah, they can if you let them.
Because sometimes they... But
did you hear me?
Yes.
I said if you let them.
But a lot of times you're so... on both sides, you're so attached to your parents. You look up to them, or hopefully you do, and you try to please them. And if the mom don't like the boyfriend from the get-go, She don't like him. She don't like y'all get married. She's still not gonna like him.
Yeah.
So and that issue, because she never did like him or her. It can be on both sides.
Yeah.
The mom may not like that chick. She may that chick, she's not good for my son. Or my son deserved better, and she hang that hat the whole marriage, and it can really damage a marriage because she's talking bad when you go to your parents' house. Then you got to come back home, and
Well, I think that it's hard, but I think that if the mother-in-law is talking about the daughter-in-law, then the husband needs to step up and say,
yes, you
this
have
is
to.
my wife. You have to respect her. You don't have to like her, but you have to respect her, and you have to treat her. I mean, you don't have to be huggy and lovey.
No.
You just have to be cordial.
You have to be cordial and mannerable and respect each other.
Okay, I'm just going to be fake. Well, be fake, but be respectful.
Yeah, always be respectful. I think you need to respect your elders and respect your in-laws. And, it can get, to the point that you may not respect them because of what they're doing, but hopefully you can get an opportunity to respect and honor them and just, like I said, get along to get along.
And so, to me, not a deal breaker. But I'm going to bring up another point because
I
think
Brandy?
it's very near and dear to my heart.
Yes.
Okay.
Get my Barry White boss. Yes.
What about people, and I'm looking right at you, what about people that always want to be right? Oh,
Brandy,
he feels so guilty right now. Always want to be right. And let me quote just a minute. Let me quote Steve Harvey.
I think she's speaking from experience on
Yes,
this
I am.
one.
Let me quote Steve Harvey because I love Steve Harvey. He said to someone for advice, someone that is married or just got married, but he says this often, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?
I want to be both.
No.
I want to be both.
You do.
No, I think in a marriage you can't be right all the time.
Say that again, because
in a marriage you can't be right all the time. I mean, you can't. That's really almost technically impossible to be right all the time.
I'm gonna have to play this back later so Dave can hear this again.
But let me say this,
because he likes to be right all the time.
Who doesn't like to be right?
But sometimes you can't be right.
But
just admit it.
But if you're right, you're right, right? Isn't that right? I'm kidding. But let me say this. I think in a marriage, there's always compromise on both sides of the fence.
Really?
On both sides. It has to be a compromise. When Brandy asks me to do something, I may stop what I'm doing and go do what I have to do.
When does that happen?
That happens a lot.
Seriously?
Yes.
Okay.
Just think about how many times that you asked me to do something.
Like what?
And vice versa.
Okay, you're going to have to give me an example.
Okay.
Well, I ask you to do something, and you stop what you're doing and go do it.
Well, I wouldn't say stop. I wouldn't drop the mic type stop. No. But no, I don't think that's a pro. No, well, that's
usually, baby, I'm doing something. Can't you see I'm doing this?
Well, I mean,
I'll do it later.
Let me say this. If you
but he doesn't talk like that.
But if you expect someone to stop, that I think that's, to me, just think on my part, I think that's very disrespect on your part for allowing them to stop exactly what they're doing to come to assist you. Unless it was, hey, the stove is on fire or
what
the commode is
right
now, whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
What? Okay, I will say,
yes.
I probably have told you to stop what you're doing to do something for me that is urgent to me. And that would be maybe killing a spider or something like that. That's urgent.
That's
the kids are like,
too urgent.
Daddy, hurry up. Mommy needs you to kill.
Well, you scream like someone is breaking in the house.
I do.
Over a little ant or a spider or a little bug.
That means it's urgent. Drop what
Brandy
you're
is
doing.
scared of bugs, insects, any type of thing, the small thing is moving.
That's urgent.
She does. She's screaming like Jason is coming in.
And I'm like,
Michael Myers is coming in.
Hurry up.
Okay.
Yes, I do tell you to stop what
but
you're doing.
Well, let's go. Let's be serious. I think no, you can't be right all the time, and I do. I mean, I think everybody want to be right. I mean, if you say you don't, I mean I think that's.
Everyone wants to be right, but not necessarily all the time. Are you right all the time at work?
No, absolutely not.
Why are you right all the time at home then?
Home is a little bit more.
Okay.
The task at hand is a
castle.
little bit
That's your
more
castle.
basic in theory.
More basic.
Yeah. When I'm at work,
it's so technical and
it's
difficult.
a little bit more technical.
Oh,
so I mean,
yes.
you're dealing with a lot of numbers and calculations, and amortization schedules, and and stuff like that. So it takes you have to really make sure that you hit the decimal. So you may not be right at work all the time.
Okay.
But at home, you say, I didn't mess up, stain up the clothes in the dish or washing machine.
Or you didn't forget to lock the front door last
Well,
night?
I think I did. I honestly say.
I know you did forget to.
Yes,
I have
I did.
it on video.
But,
You forgot to
but
lock
actually,
the front door.
but did I say I did not do that?
No,
I did
you
not.
didn't. But
I
I think
submitted.
when I told you that
I
you didn't lock
submitted.
the front door, I think you were surprised.
I was surprised. I was very surprised.
Because I
usually
saw
don't
it
do
on
that.
on the camera that you had been outside. I'm like, why did he go outside? So,
But to answer your question, I think, no, you can't be right all the time. I think
Nope.
couples need to compromise in every situation.
Oh, yeah,
That's
you
just
gotta
very
do
important. I mean,
that.
in order to have a healthy relationship, you're going to have to compromise.
yeah,
You're going to have to compromise.
I agree. Alrighty, Dave.
Yeah, what's up?
Episode 8 has been great.
Going down.
And it's nice to be back. So let me give everyone our number. You can call us 615-930-1251. 615-930-1251. This is Brandy and Dave. You can email us at brandyanddavidpodcast@gmail.com. That's Brandy, BRANDY, and davidpodcast@gmail.com. You can email us your questions if you have relationships
Please
or
do,
family
please do.
matters questions. One of these days, I want to get one of our kids down here to give us a little interview. Maybe JV.
Oh, really? You wanna
JV
do
doesn't
that?
talk much.
He doesn't talk much.
Or
You're going to say
Jasmine.
hello, hi, and leave.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun. We'll have to.
We'll definitely
plan
do
for
that one
one
day.
day. All right, guys, it's been fun. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks, Dave.
Take care. Peace.
Bye bye.